Exercise 1.3, question 1, part 1. This question has two parts, so I have designed my slides in a way that I have only one part on one slide. Let's read it. It says, estimate each of the following using the general rule. Now, estimation is when you don't have to actually calculate your answer. You don't have to really add 730 with 998, because if you actually do that, you will get the exact answer, while you only want an estimate. An estimate is an answer that is close enough to your real answer. You might have seen your parents do this in real life. They say it's about 1000 rupees or it's about 10,000 rupees. That is what we do commonly in real life. You don't really care about 1002 rupees and 50 cents when you have to give someone an idea. So that is when estimation will really help you. Now they're saying you have to use the general rule. What is the general rule? So we have this page from your NCERT book. Let's read this and find out what the general rule is. So it says the general rule is round off each term to its greatest place. So you have to do that to every term. You round it off to its greatest place and then add or subtract the rounded off terms. Let's try part A together. So 730 plus 998, you round off each term to its greatest place. So if I think about 730 first, what's the greatest place? The greatest place is this, the hundreds place. So I have to round off 730 to the nearest 100. Now, is it closer to 700 or 800? It is closer to 700. So that is what you take for the first one. Then you see the next number, 998. The greatest place again is the hundreds place. So you think about that. Is it closer to 900 or 1000? 1000 basically is 1000, but I can talk about that as a certain hundred. Now this is definitely closer to 1000, right? So I take this as 1000. And then add these. So my answer is 1700. Now if you actually add these numbers, what you will get is 730 plus 998 exactly will be 1728. So this is the exact answer. But you see, our answer is so close to that. So it's a very good estimate we have, a very good approximate idea. This is what we really care about. We don't have to give this answer. So next parts onwards, let's try to do this together. You can pause the video before every part, try this and then play and see if you were right. Alright, let's start part B. So the greatest place in both of them is again the hundreds place. 791 is closer to 800 as compared to 700. 314 is closer to 300 as compared to 400. And then I subtract these two and I get 500. Let's try part C now. 12,904. So the greatest place is this, which is the 10,000s place. Now 12,904 is between which two multiples of 10,000? It's between 10,000 and 20,000. But it is closer to which one? It is closer to 10,000. So that is what we take. Next, 2888. Greatest place is this, which is the thousands place. Now 2888 is between which two thousands? It's between 2000 and 3000, but it is closer to 3000. So that's what we take. And then because we had to add the original numbers, we add these two, and when you add, you get 13,000 as your estimate. Now let's do part D. So 28,292, greatest place is this again, the 10,000s place. So this is between 20,000 and 30,000. But it is definitely closer to 30,000. So that's what I take. This second number again, greatest place is still the 10,000s place, and it is also between 20,000 and 30,000. But this time it is closer to 20,000. So I take that and I subtract, that was the sign in the original question, and I get 10,000. So I did all the estimated answers first, and now let's also do the exact answers and see how close we really are. Well, B part here, if you try the calculations, you will get 477. And we, by our estimate, got 500. That is pretty close. Nice estimate. Next one is 12,904 and you're adding 2,888. When you do the exact calculations, you get 15,792. Now your answer is 13,000. You might feel it is quite away from this one. It's almost 2,700 away, even more than that. But this is the best estimate we could get for this one because we rounded it off to the greatest place. Now suppose you want a more exact estimate, closer to the real answer, then you will not round off to the greatest place. You will round off to something inside, say to the hundreds place in both of them. Now that depends on the goal. Why are you really estimating? If somebody wants to estimate but still wants a pretty close answer, then the way of rounding off will be different. You will see that in other questions in this exercise. But as long as you're following the general rule, this is exactly what you have to do. And now let's see what's the exact answer for part D. When you do that, you get 6,796. So this is around 7,000 and the estimate we have is 10,000. Now again, you might feel it's really away from that, but don't bother about that. This is the general rule, and if that is what they want you to do, we'll just do that. It's now time for part 2. So they're saying make 10 more such examples. You have to make more examples of addition, subtraction, and then you have to do their estimation. So instead of giving you parts like they gave you A, B, C, D and they had numbers and you just had to estimate, this time you first have to write down your questions on your own. So 10 such examples. Let's do this. Let's do 5 for addition and 5 for subtraction. What I am going to do is I'm going to give you 5 parts for subtraction. Try those questions and then I encourage you to create questions for addition yourself. Let me write down the 5 parts for subtraction. Alright, there you go. Here are 5 parts that I'm giving you. I want you to pause the video and try them. Definitely try them before you play it again and see the answers. You already saw how we did this in part 1. Try this for yourself once. Alright, I hope we're all done. Now I'm writing down the answers straight away of the estimations and it's still the general rule, so you still have to round them off to the greatest place. Alright, so 400 minus 200, this should be 200. Next, 6,405 closer to 6,000. 605 closest to 600. So this will be 5,400 when you subtract. 90,080, the closest 10,000 is 90,000 itself. 10,025, closest 10,000 is 10,000. You subtract, that is 80,000. 3,459, closest to which thousand? 3 or 4? It's closest to 3,000. 340, closest to which 100? 3 or 4? Closer to 300. When you subtract, that is equal to 2,700. 21,200 is closest to 20,000. 999 is closest to 1000, which is 1,000. And when you subtract, that is 19,000.